Hey everybody, this is Jim at SP500chart.com. It's about 6:15 on Wednesday evening, October 9th, 2013. Let me read this to you before we get started. www.sp500chart.com and this video are for educational purposes only, and nothing stated at the site or in this video is intended to be used as investment advice. I can draw lines on charts, but you have to draw your own conclusions from your own research and make investment decisions that are suitable for your personal financial situation. I'm not a licensed financial professional. I'm just a guy who draws lines on charts. Starting here on a 30-minute chart, I want to show you we have our turquoise support line that broke yesterday. We also have this triangle pattern that had a downside target of, drum roll please, about 1648, which got met early this morning. We dipped down underneath this descending support line that we would tend to think would give a bounce. We actually got underneath it, but we did not get much underneath that minimum target. Then we started to bounce up a little bit. The market turned very, very mildly positive in the afternoon and closed a fraction positive. So, what are we to think? Well, you look at this pattern and you say, well, we made the minimum downside. This is true. My concern is the fact that we are under a support line that gave the market support for almost 11 months. I have a hard time getting my head around the idea that something would last for 11 months and then break by roughly, what, 20, by about 18, 20 points at its maximum, and then we just get back to business. But this is a strange market. So I don't want to say that is an impossibility, because we did make that minimum target. We also bounced very near that extended neckline to our head and shoulder pattern right here, left shoulder head. Extend that out for what that's worth. I don't think that's really that important a thing. I tend to think we're still going to come down and test 1600. That just seems to make a lot more sense than anything else that I can see going on here. So at the lows of today, which were about 1647, we were approximately 23 points underneath our turquoise line, which is clearly technically significant. So I would think at this point, going forward, we would maybe look to some mild support, very mild support from this line, but I don't think it's going to be much. I would look to resistance on this turquoise line, probably resistance on this gray line, which is drawn underneath our last two bottoms. It moves around on me a little bit, but it is in its correct position when we're looking at the 30-minute chart. Finally, I would look to this gang up down here of support as likely where we end up heading. Now, the market has surprised on numerous occasions. So if we were to get up over these two lines by some stretch, then we would look to the apex of our pattern right here, which is at about 1685. I would expect resistance at that apex should somehow we get there. So guys, I think that's pretty simple. To me, it looks like the markets should be having a downward bias now. until we put in some kind of clearer sign of reversal. And I don't think getting over this little channel right here is it, because we did that back here and then we sold back down. I just get the feeling that we're going to go south for a while. I hope I'm wrong, but I have to say that's what the chart seems to be telling us to expect. So as we look at things, we are much closer to our expected areas of pretty obvious resistance than we are to our areas of pretty obvious support. So that also tells me there's more downside here than there is upside. So just take that under advisement. Take a look at it for yourselves. Do what you need to do. But I don't think we're necessarily at the end of the world as we know it. At least not yet. So let's just keep our eyes on it. And remember what's going on in Washington. If they strike a deal, guys, all bets are off. We could rally back up. I think we could get back in this pattern on a really strong piece of economic news, or Washington reaching some resolution with the debt ceiling and with the with the budget. So guys, thanks for watching. Take care, and let's see what the rest of this week brings us.